Good morning. How is everybody today? Good. My name is Christy, and I will be leading us through a Hatha Yoga practice today. Hatha Yoga balances the body and mind through physical postures or asanas, and it coordinates it with the breath. The postures are done slowly to optimize each movement. If you have any physical challenges in your body, please alter the movements or to your comfort, or if you find a movement too difficult, please find yourself down in child's pose or a cross-legged variation or another position that you find comfortable, and then join back in with us when you feel ready. Does everybody know what child's pose is? Let's just try it quickly here, or I'm just going to show you briefly what child's pose is. Child's pose, in child's pose we're getting onto our knees, our knees out to the sides of the mat, feet touching behind us, and our heels separated so that we're forming a cradle in our buttocks to sit on. Finding a seat down on our feet, and then stretching out on the mat to lay our chest down on the mat in front of us here. Arms outstretched, so this is one position you can get into. The other position, if you're wanting to just relax and sit out a movement, cross-legged works well. And or the third position you might find comfortable or find your own, certainly, is lying on our back, drawing the knees into the chest, and just rocking here. This is called Happy Baby. It's a comfortable position for people to get in if they need a little relief in their backs. Okay, so to start, we're going to just move our blocks to the side of the mat so that they're easily accessible. If you're needing any assistance, kind of getting a little bit further off the ground if a stretch is too deep for you. The other thing we're going to do is take our towels, if you've brought one, and we're going to roll it, create a long roll in it. Okay, perfect. And then we're just going to lay that on the floor beside us. We'll need that at a later time. Okay, everybody, can you please meet me on our knees, seated? And from here, we're just going to relax and just breathe as we normally would here. Just noticing your breath and allowing any thoughts to pass through as they arise. Okay, from here, we're just going to take our hands and wrap them around the bottom of our ribs. So the lower two ribs should be meeting our pointer and ring finger. The other two fingers can just float off to the bottom, and the thumb wrapped around the back of our ribs. Now notice the breath flowing in and out still, and with that breath you'll feel the ribs raising on the inhalation and lowering on the exhalation. So through our movements today, what we want to be doing is focusing on the inhale. Let's take a deep breath in. Inhale. Feel the ribs expand. And on that inhale, expand up through the crown of our heads to create space between the vertebrae in our backs. And then as we exhale, the ribs will lower, and just focus on drawing that abdomen in towards the spine, creating a firmness in the abdomen. Take a few breaths here and just try to really do that. Inhale, expand up. Exhale, draw the abdomen in. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, back. Good. So this movement is what we want to really be trying to create as we're doing each movement today. Really give that abdomen a good workout and really create that space in the spine for us. Perfect. Okay, now let's meet down in tabletop. So for tabletop, here what we're going to do is we're going to take our right foot, wrap it around our left leg. We're going to have our feet coming out to the outsides of the mat and push ourselves back, and we'll sit back between our feet. Great. Now from here, on our inhale, we're going to raise our hands up to the sky, and we're going to take a twist out to the right. So we're going to take our left elbow coming to the outside of the left knee. And then our right hand is coming to the back of the mat. Perfect. Very good. Now, using that breath through this movement, on the inhale, we're going to raise our spine up, create that space in the vertebrae. On the exhale, really try to just deepen that twist and drawing the belly button into the spine. Okay? Inhale, raise up. Exhale, belly button in and deepen that twist. And just continue here for a couple of breaths. Good. And then as we exhale, we'll just release this and do a quick little counter twist to the opposite side. Okay. And now we're going to bring ourselves up into tabletop again. Unwind the legs. Perfect. Now we got to do the other side. So what we're going to do is take the left leg, wrap it around the right leg. Do the same thing, feet out to the sides of the mat. Push ourselves back, find our seat back between the feet. Perfect. And from here, we're going to inhale and raise our hands up. We're going to take our right elbow to meet the outside of our left knee, and our left hand to come back behind us on the mat. Perfect. And again, let's just do that same thing that we did. Inhale, expanding up. Exhale, deepening the twist. Inhale, up, lengthen. Exhale, deepening the twist, not forgetting about drawing in the abdomen to the spine. Good. A few more breaths. Okay, good. And on our next exhale, we're just going to take a little brief counter twist here. Great. And then we'll pull ourselves back up into tabletop. From here, we're going to take a few rounds of cat and cow. So for cow, we're going to be extending our tail and heads up to the sky, getting a really deep stretch here on our inhale. And then on our exhale, we're going to arch our back and come up like an angry cat. Good. Drawing that abdomen in. Perfect. And then just do a few more rounds of this. Inhaling, extending head and tail. Exhale, drawing the abdomen into the spine. Good, just continue this flow. Exercising the spine and getting it ready for yoga, for anything actually, is a really important a step in our practice. Just really making that spine supple and ready for the movements we're about to do today. Now, on our next exhale, we're going to find ourselves into downward dog. So we're going to flip our toes over onto the mat, and we're going to draw our tail up to the sky here, pushing firmly into our hands and feet, really trying to press that earth away, finding that space, drawing that space between the vertebrae. You can drop your head sort of down, and then the goal in downward dog is to try to get the heel of the feet as close as we can to the earth. So let's take a few little pulses here and see if we can just stretch out each leg, getting it a little bit more supple. And then just find some stillness in your downward dog. Take a few breaths here. This is a position that we'll find ourselves in several times throughout our yoga practices. Good. So on our next exhale, we're going to walk, step, or float to the top of the mat for our feet to meet our hands. Inhale, come halfway up, drawing our hands to the shins. Exhale, folding forward. Hands to the mat, or as close as you can get it to the mat. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to step the right leg towards the back of the mat. And we're going to exhale and bring ourselves to a stand for Warrior Two. In Warrior Two, the idea is we want to have our left foot facing towards the top of the mat, our right back foot sort of aimed towards the right top corner of the mat. We want our legs to not be on a tight rope, sort of in a straight line, but more separated as though we're on a train track. And we're going to take a bend in our left leg. We want our knee to be over the ankle, not extended past, just over the ankle. And we're going to raise our arms out, left arm in front of us, right arm behind us in a nice straight firm line. Our chest, we want to aim it towards the top of the mat as much as we can. And just staying firm in this position. Again, here finding that space in our abdomen, in our vertebrae on our inhale. Exhale, we're going to draw our abdomen in and just staying firm here for a few breaths. Good. Okay, now let's release and straighten that left leg. We're going to take our left foot and twist it to the side of the mat, so we're facing the long side of the mat. Inhale, we're going to draw our hands to our waist. And exhale, we're just going to drop down halfway here. And here we want to find our back sort of like the top of a tabletop. And here we'll just do the same, really extending through the crown on the inhale. Exhale, draw the abdomen in. Good, just taking another breath here. Good, and on our next exhale, we're going to lower our hands to the floor or to the blocks, wherever you can reach. On the inhale, we're going to push up with our hands a little bit. Exhale, we're going to drop down further into that stretch. Great. And let's just keep doing that for a few breaths. Again with our inhale, extending with the spine. On our exhale, deepening that stretch and drawing the abdomen in. Feeling into sensation here. And as any thoughts may arise, just let them pass through. Good. On the next inhale, we're going to bring our hands back up to the waist, and we're going to come all the way back up to a stand. This time, we're going to turn our left foot to the top of the mat. We're going to take our left hand and we're going to reach it down to wherever is comfortable for us. It could be your knee, your shin, your ankle, or you could have your block and place your block out behind your left foot. And that could sort of be a help for you. We're going to take triangle pose here. So here, left hand down wherever we found comfortable, right hand coming straight up to the sky. And you could take your gaze wherever you're finding the best for your balance. You could gaze up to your right hand or down to your left hand. Again, just really taking this extension with each breath and drawing in the abdomen with each exhalation. And also making sure that our right shoulder is not falling forward. We want it pulled back. Taking a few breaths. Now on our next exhale, we're going to stand right back up to find ourselves up straight. We're going to turn this time our right foot to meet the top of the mat. And we're going to take Warrior Two on this side. So again, we're going to do the same thing here, making sure we got our stance nice and steady. Even weight distribution between front and left foot. Bending the front knee to be right over the ankle. Arms extended out in front of you, right arm in front of you, left arm behind you this time. Finding that firmness in your Warrior Two. And again, finding that breath with the extension on your inhale and on your exhale, drawing in that abdomen nice and tight. Holding Warrior here. And taking a few breaths. Good. On our next exhale, let's turn our feet towards the long side of the mat again. We're going to do this one again. Inhale, drawing our hands to our side waists. Exhale, coming down halfway. Taking a breath or two here. And when you're ready, one more time, we're going to reach to the floor or the block, whatever you'd like. And inhale, do the same. Inhale, pressing up, extending through the spine. Exhale, let's deepen that stretch and draw the abdomen in. Taking a few breaths here with this continuing. Great. On the next inhale, we're going to bring our hands to our waist and draw ourselves fully up to a stand. Good. We're going to turn our right foot to the top of the mat. And we're going to find triangle on this side. So again, finding your spot that works for you. Get the block out if you like. Put it to the outside of your foot. Extending the left hand to the sky. And again, using that breath to extend the spine on the inhale. And exhale, drawing in that abdomen. Good. Holding this breath, taking it here for a few seconds. And again, not allowing that back shoulder to fall forward, pulling it back towards the back of our bodies. Okay, now let's release this pose. What we're going to do though is we're going to bend the right knee and bring each hand to either side of the foot, so that we can get ourselves lowered down into plank position. So from here, we'll release the right foot from the mat, out to behind us, and we want our body into a nice firm plank position. In plank, we want our bodies firm like a board, not sagging at the waist. And then we're going to come down for Chaturanga. So you can either release your knees to the mat, or you can just lower down as though you're in a lower push-up. Coming up into upward dog. In upward dog, we want nice firm arms here, pulling our heart right through the arms. Thighs firmly to the floor. Good. And then from here, we're going to flip our toes over onto the mat. Take an exhale and come into downward dog by pulling our tail to the sky. Good. Holding downward dog for a few breaths. Okay, now on the next exhale, we're going to walk, step, or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bringing palms to heart center. Inhale, come all the way up with your arms. Exhale, palms to heart center, and fold forward to the floor. Inhale, come halfway up to shins. Exhale, palms to the floor and release. Inhale, we're going to step the whichever leg you want back first, right leg and left leg, to bring us down into plank again. This time we're going to find ourselves into side plank. So we're going to plant our left hand into the floor and we're going to turn to our right. So we're going to twist our bodies over, stack the legs if you want them stacked, or you can find some separation in the feet to help you with balance. Raising the right arm high to the sky and creating a nice straight line between our arms, ensuring that we're not sagging at our mid-waist here, and just taking a couple of breaths, firm in our side plank. Good, and release the right arm down, back into plank. Perfect. From here, let's exhale down into Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Again, finding that heart reaching through the arms. And then let's exhale, bringing the tail to the sky into downward dog. Good. Now, lowering ourselves back down into plank. This time we're going to take our side plank to the left side. So we're going to put our right hand firm into the mat. Again, do the same thing, twisting our bodies, stacking the legs or finding that little space for balance. Raising the left arm to the sky, nice and firm in our right plank, right side plank. Perfect. One more breath here. Good, and then let's release back down into plank. From here, let's release our knees down to the mat so that we can find our way back to child's pose. Opening your heart to the earth, arms resting up above us, forehead to the floor. And you may just want to rock your forehead from side to side, finding that stillness. Just resting here for some breaths. Okay, inhale, come back up to tabletop. Exhale, raise the tail to the sky and come into down dog again. Taking a few breaths here, drawing that abdomen in. On the next exhale, walk, step, or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, coming all the way up, drawing our palms to the sky, and then palms to heart center on the exhale. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, fold to meet the floor. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, and then this time we're going to come down and find ourselves down into a deep squat from Malasana. So exhale, come down to a squat. Knees coming out to the sides of the mat. Find your balance here. This is a deep position to be in. We're going to put our palms together in prayer position, and we're going to put our left and right elbow digging into the sides of our left and right knee, inner insides of our left and right knee, and just using the elbows to create a deeper stretch here. Nice deep breaths here. Feeling into sensation. And just breathing through it. Good. Now, releasing the palms. Placing your palms to the floor. Walking our hands out to in front of us. We're going to come up into downward dog. Releasing into our chaturanga, so coming down into upward dog on the inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, walk, step or float to the top of the mat. Exhale, release down. Inhale, coming halfway up. Exhale, releasing our palms down. Inhale, coming all the way up, hands above us. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, palms to heart center. And folding forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, palms to the floor. Inhale, let's raise the right leg out, up and behind us, and drop it to the back of the mat. On this next inhale, what we're going to do is bring the left knee to meet the left palm, the left foot to meet the right hand for deer pose. And then release the back leg down onto the mat. Holding this position and really creating some length in the spine. And just breathing through the sensations as they arise. Releasing any thoughts. Still keeping our head from dropping into our shoulders here, really extending through the spine. Now on the next exhale, we're going to press ourselves up and release that leg out behind us and drop it to the floor into downward dog. On our next inhale, we're going to draw the other leg up to the sky. And then we're going to draw our right knee to meet our right hand, right foot to meet the left hand, and come down for deer pose on the other side. Good, breathing through. Feeling sensation. Now on our next breath in, we're going to push ourselves up and release that leg out and behind us. Coming into down dog here. On the next exhale, walk, step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold forward to the floor. Inhale, coming down to a squat again. Find that deepness here just for a couple of breaths. Palms to heart center, creating that space again. Good, and release. Hands to the floor. Let's find ourselves into a seat on the floor this time. And let's stretch those legs out right out in front of us. Good. Place your palms on the earth beside each hip here. And really extending up through the spine, pressing away from the floor, toes up to the ceiling. Take a few breaths here. Really extending through the spine as we've been doing. Exhaling, drawing in that belly button. Good. On your next, now we can release here. On your next inhale, we're going to take that right foot to come meet the left thigh. From here, we're going to ground with our our right hand beside our hip on the right side. Inhale, we're going to raise the left arm up. Exhale, we're going to fold forward to reach wherever we can on that leg. Thigh to the ankle, wrap around the bottom of the foot, whatever you can do. And take some breaths here. And if you want to stay in this position, please do. But if you feel like you want to take it a little bit deeper, take the right hand and create that bind around the foot. Now here what we want to do is sort of inchworm our way into a deeper fold. So on each inhale, we're going to extend the spine. Each exhale, we're going to fold just a little deeper into that stretch. Good, and just do that for a few breaths. Good. And release, sitting back. Extending both legs out in front of you again. We're going to inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold forward to meet our feet, shins, knees, wherever you can reach. And again, inchworming on this one as well. Inhale, extending. Exhale, inchworming our way just a little deeper into that fold. Good. And exhale, release. Now we have to do the other leg. So we're going to take the left foot, fold it into the inside of our right thigh. We're going to ground with our left hand beside our left hip. Right hand's going to raise up to the sky and release down to shin, ankle, foot, wherever you can reach. Again here, if this is as far as you want to take it, stay here and just breathe through it. If you want to fully take this bind, releasing the left hand to around the bottom of the foot. And with each breath, inchworming yourself down the leg into a deeper stretch. And release. Releasing the legs out in front of you. And just bending the knees, bringing ourselves into a position to be able to lie flat on the mat. And from here, we're going to draw the right knee into the chest. Good. And then taking the right hand to the inside of the right leg and taking a grasp to the right ankle and just allowing that right leg to fall out to the right side of our bodies, out to the right side of the floor. Good. I'm taking a few breaths here. Good. And release our knee back up on top of our chest. And we're going to keep rolling over to the left side of our body. So taking the right hand and helping to bring the right knee down to the floor. Our left hand on the knee, releasing it to the floor. Right arm opening up behind you. And you can take your gaze towards your right hand or your shoulder. Just holding this position. Taking a really nice deep twist here. Good. And release, come back to center, bringing that right leg back down to the mat. And this time we will bring the left knee to the chest. Pulling it in nice and firmly. Taking the left hand to come inside to meet the inside of the left ankle. And then letting that left knee draw down towards the floor. Good, and releasing back up, but take the twist all the way across your body, bringing the left knee this time to the floor with your right hand, and taking your left hand, releasing it out behind you, and drawing your gaze towards your left shoulder. Good, drawing in that, just taking in that supine twist. And release. Now bringing yourself back to the center of the body, bring the right knee to meet your left knee at the chest, and just rock yourselves out from side to side here, releasing the spine. Good. Now let your feet fall to the floor. And here we're going to reach for our towels now, and we're going to bring the rolled towel just under our tailbone here, so we can raise the hips up, draw the towel under the tailbone, and then just bring the legs up to the sky here, and just sitting here for a few breaths. Palms of your feet up to the sky. And on your exhale, letting the feet release down to the mat. Raise the hips off the ground. Bring the towel down to under your knees when you're lying. And we're going to prepare for Savasana. So for Savasana, what we're going to be doing is you can close your eyes, or you can just bring your gaze down, letting your body relax on the mat with each breath, just releasing and relaxing a little bit more, trying to release any tension you might be holding. Notice your eyes, release any tension you might be holding. Notice the jaw, and release with your breath. Let the head and neck feel heavy to the mat. Shoulders, arms, releasing. Notice the hips. Release the hips and allow the thighs to release to the sides of the mat. with each breath, releasing just a little bit more. And just continue with this releasing and breath for a few minutes. And when it's time, I'll bring you back gently. Please feel free to stay in Savasana for as long as you'd like. But if you feel ready to bring your awareness back with me, keeping your eyes closed, bring your awareness gently to your hands and feet. Start to rotate your hands and feet in small circles each way. Now raise your arms high above your head on the floor and find a deep stretch all the way from the tips of your toes all the way to the top of your fingertips. And release. You can gently open up your eyes now. Make your way over to your right or left side and slowly raise yourself up into a seat. Find cross-legged with me. Here we're going to do 3 deep arm breaths, taking the arms out to our sides and inhaling as we raise them all the way up to the sky. Palms together and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, palms to heart center. One more. Inhale up. And exhale, palms to heart center. And just staying here. Here, just thanking ourselves for taking the time to come to the mat and for the work that you've put in here this morning. Thank you for joining me today for practice. Be well. Namaste.